Hi everyone, welcome to this video on lesson 19 of the Earth and Climate scheme of work. This is the final lesson of the whole scheme of work, and indeed of this sequence of lessons that's taken up the second part, which has been about the carbon cycle. And there's not a whole lot to say. I think the questions are fairly self-explanatory. This is just an opportunity for students to practice and bring everything the last 10 or 11 lessons together. The only place where you might need to do some modelling is just to revisit what we did in the previous lesson on factors affecting global warming, and just get them to practice doing some of that explanation, because there's a couple of questions in the exam questions that build on that. And then the other part of it is just to mention there is a describe question, which is essentially describing the carbon cycle, describing everything in here. And you may just need to draw students' attention to the difference between explaining, which is in terms of overall cause, overall effect, and linking together ideas causally, the difference between that and describing, which tends to be kind of going from A to B and linking things sequentially. So rather than saying this happens, therefore this happens, therefore this happens, in the description, they'll be saying, cars, aeroplanes, factories burn fossil fuels and release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Next, carbon dioxide is removed from the atmosphere by plants and trees who carry out photosynthesis. But you're using different words next rather than, or kind of alongside this, because you're linking things in terms of time and space rather than causally. It's just a slightly different way of writing. But apart from that, I think this lesson should be straightforward. And yeah, I hope your students are really fluent with this concept that we've been trying to build throughout the scheme of work, of how everything is linked together in terms of this diagram, the carbon cycle.